Hello and welcome to a new episode of Lunch Break Blitz with yours truly, Chess Grandmaster. That's how I like to address myself. Do people address themselves? Refer to. See, we're already struggling with the English in the first sentence. This is a new low. Welcome to Banter Blitz. My name is Jan Gustafsson. I'm here to crush all of you in 5-minute games and then berate you for the many mistakes you made. That is the concept of the show, and it seems to be a great concept because Banter Blitz is spreading like wildfire. Maybe it's just me. As usual, my monologue is extremely well prepared. I was unhappy with yesterday's show, mainly because I was sitting like this all the time, and was sort of lost in translation again. I was told that the show should be more laid back. So I understood that I should lean back more, and it's not a good look. Therefore, today, expect me to lean forward and be very creepily focused all of the time. Now that we've addressed all of those topics, let us play a lovely game of chess. What about Dr. G? Nothing but a G thing. Baby. I've changed the background to make it more heavenly all over the place. I'm not sure. It's too squeaky clean for my taste, to be honest with you. And I do not have a new haircut. E4, C5, bishop C4. That is a little too direct. In some Sicilian lines you can put the bishop here, but you should at least wait until black played d6, because now I will try to harass that bishop by playing e6 and going for a quick d5. And you will not like that. I think I could go knight f6 directly, but yeah, let's do it. To prepare d5, what I was wondering is if e5 is a problem, but I think e5, d5 is not much of an issue for black. Now they played d3. As I mentioned, d5 will come with tempo, hitting the bishop, and it's not ideal. Should be 5 check, knight c6. I'm sure bishop d7 is fine as well, but knight c6 looks fairly logical. Now he's trying to pin both of my knights, which is quite ambitious, but not a big deal. I was thinking about d4, hoping he would blunder something by bringing the knight somewhere and running into queen a5 check. But I decided I should trust Dr. G not to blunder that. He could have just taken on c6 and I would not have achieved all that much. So now that we're here, bishop g4 is a fairly natural move. Threatening knight d4, therefore he should probably take on c6 and then go h3. I'll play bishop h5 and white probably, or hopefully with a heavy heart, should go for g4 then, trying to break that pin, which is not everyone's cup of tea. Speaking of cup of tea, can you guys hear me and see me? That is one of the best segues ever made in Banter Blitz history. Now that he allowed my knight to live, it's jumping into d4 and will cause all kinds of trouble for Dr. G. First of all, his pawn structure is ruined beyond repair. Secondly, this knight is fairly dominant. Alright, so how do I get the job done here? So many options. Knight h5 looks good. Queen c8. Trying to get over there looks good. I could probably just chase down the bishop with a6, b5, bishop b3, c4, which is the least sexy. So, you guys guessed it. What are the topics du jour? They're starting the Champions Showdown in St. Louis tonight, right? Where Grishuk, who was just in Crete, and actually, yeah, we flew together from Crete to Athens, and there I saw him having to grab his massive suitcase and then probably boarding his flight to New York, from where he now has to go to St. Louis. So, hectic schedule for Mr. Grishuk. And yeah, he didn't sound happy about the no increment in the St. Louis Champion Showdown. I see a question there by Pokemoka. He's saying, what do you think about the time control in the Champion Showdown? How crazy will the games be in time trouble? I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be that crazy. I grew up with playing 5-0 games in every Blitz tournament over the board, and normally things don't really escalate. You just make some moves. It could be that now players are more used to the 3+2 seconds control, and therefore they will end up in more time trial, because with 3+2 seconds, it's more usual that you're operating on your last 5-10 seconds and rely on the increment. For me, I never felt like things were getting out of control when you played a 5-minute game, because, well, it's a lot of time. You can make a lot of moves without getting into crazy time trouble with 5-0. But Grishuk said, that it could be a bit of, I don't know what word he used, real dirty stuff with pieces flying around, paraphrasing here. So, I don't know. I've always been in favor of no increment for quicker time controls. More drama, more action. What's not to like? Bishop e3 here. And there's a lot of things to like about my position. Mainly that I'll win a piece. I'm trying to find the cleanest way to do it. Who cares? Takes. What else is going on? I believe Magnus. Magnus is in town. He's in Hamburg City. He gives a simul against some of the users of his app today, I believe. There's Bundesliga over the weekend, where I might or might not play. I believe those are the chess things. The big one is the St. Louis Champions Showdown, of course. Keep coming up with new events. Good people from St. Louis. As for this game, I'm a piece up. There is not a lot of drama to be expected, but of course, still gotta keep cranking out the moves. And I should, just in case, play g6 at some point, so I don't run into any nasty surprises with rook d8 check. I'm guessing, had I thought about it for 5 seconds, rook e2 immediately could have wrapped up the game more quickly. But there's no prizes for winning games quickly in chess. There's actually no prizes for winning games in Banter Blitz at all, except for saving myself the anguish that comes with not crushing you all. Is anguish a word? Let me look up anguish. I'm doing a German Geschwätzblitz show this afternoon. This one, the English one, I wasn't scheduled for doing today. I mainly felt bad about yesterday's show, so I thought should crank out another one. I guess anguish is a word one can use in that situation. Okay, it's time to wrap this up, but I've been drifting. More checks. But you might run out. This time, this is one of the rare exceptions where I'm not actually grabbing the pawn for pawn grabbing's sake, but because I want to give checkmate here. Knight e3 check was not a terrible move either, but rook takes c2 seemed fairly good. Choices. Spills is saying NBA season already feels a little boring. How's your fantasy team doing, Jan? I believe it will soon start crushing everybody. It's currently only in the 5th place of 14, but I've had many injuries. Bledsoe has played only 3 games. Batum has not played a single game yet. Those are my number 3 and 4 picks. So once they're back in action, I believe I will start crushing everybody. Amino's also injured. Porzingis missed the last game. But in general, I feel good about my team. I have Porzingis as my second round team, who has had a good season as my second round pick. Lillard has been good. I got Aaron Gordon, who I picked late. So I'm feeling quite optimistic about my team. But I will need my guys back in order to start dominating the league the way I'm supposed to, let's face it. And let's hope I can dominate more chess games as well. But in order to do that, I must play another one, I guess. Wow, 2900 player here. Oof, drama, baby. That's way too strong for a good old Banter Blitzes. What are you doing here with your 2900, trying to crush me in front of tens of people? Do your own show, Nihal Sarin. He goes d4, d5. And I believe c4, trying to undermine this pawn, is a good choice here. Let's see what he's up to. After knight c3, some people like cd4. You know what? Nah. Shall I take? Not playing for a draw here. I have a long, not very successful history of trying to find an advantage. In the good old exchange Slav, I don't think it's an inferior option to many other lines you could play, but it's obviously not winning either. He goes bishop f5, which is arguably the best move in this position. I always thought it was better than a6 or bishop g4 or the other moves people play. What can you do? So far, Nihal Sarin blitzing out his moves. Let's see what he does here. Bishop b4, of course. The main line, queen b6 is possible. The white is supposed to be slightly better after takes, and bishop b5, even though not exactly winning, I have to admit. There's some weird line here with bishop b4, knight e5, knight e4. Oh, and he goes for that. Interesting. I believe, yeah. Maybe Ivanchuk played this at some point. Knight e4, knight c6, knight c3. He goes rook c8 though. Can you do that? Feels a little slow. I guess I'll castle. We'll see what happens. King e7. So what's on my to-do list? I want to go knight a4 at some point. And I should put a rook on the c file, probably the f rook. The question is, in what order? If I start with knight a4, why overthink it? Let's put the horsey here. That is the one plus, of course, that I'm supposed to have in these positions, that the b6 pawn. It's weaker than my pawns. I wasn't sure if he can take and go for rook c2 or some activity or whatnot. But, as I always say, activity comes and goes. Pawns are forever. Forever, ever. Forever and ever. Knight a7. What's that all about? Knight b6, knight b5. Bishop e2. I guess I should go back. Rook c2, I have bishop d1. We'll find out what happens. Looks artificial at least. Might be good, but artificial it does look. a3, in fairness, looks a bit artificial as well. But, you know, blitz game. Gotta crank out these moves. Thinking face. Rook c2 I can take if I were so inclined. b5 I can play b3. Rook a8, self-pinning. Can you do that? We shall see. Rook b2 I'll probably take and then play rook a1. I still need one more tempo to really threaten something, but it's not obvious to me how he wants to unpin there. Let's hope it's not obvious to him either. I need one more tempo because I need to make a luft, so I can take on a7 and don't run into rook b1 checkmate. But I should have time to play whatever. Now if the knight goes somewhere, looks like I should be able to take on a7. And I couldn't see any trickery. g5, fair enough, but piece is a piece, as we say. How do I do this? Rook a7, takes. Yeah, should be good enough. All right. Now let's enter the don't bungle it phase. Not my favorite phase of the game. Already starting to drift here. That'd be upsetting. Run, b-pawn. Run, b-pawn. Run. Not very convincing piece up technique, but we are soon entering territory that I'm very familiar with. And yeah, don't resign, Michal, hang in there. Which is the rook and knight up thing, because I've been thinking about a sequel to my best-selling book, my future best-selling book, How to Win a Rook Up. And one topic that often pops up in conversation is how to win a rook and a knight up. Anyway, thanks for the game, Michal Sarin. Yeah, I believe in the opening, instead of rook c8, black is supposed to play knight e4, and I don't know if there's anything better than something weird like this, which is maybe microscopically better for white, but shouldn't be anything special. Well, yeah, then I had a good position, which I almost bungled, as you do. Drama, baby. Let's play Blade Reaper. Ooh. Blade Reaper. Scary name. I've heard of the Grim Reaper, and I've heard of Blade. 1, 2, and Trinity. But the Blade Reaper? I'll Google. I like to learn things. Blade Reaper. Pondering the big questions. What is a Blade Reaper? Why is murder supposed to be worse than manslaughter when manslaughter sounds so much worse? These are the topics that are on my mind. So I'm Googling Blade Reaper, and apparently in the beloved movie franchise Blade, starring Wesley Snipes, There are characters called Reapers. Reapers are artificially enhanced vampires made by Jared Nomak during the plot of Blade 2. I had no idea, see? That's why we're doing these shows, so that we all leave a little more educated on the big questions out there. Like, which vampires are the best vampires? Is it the sexy vampires from stuff like True Blood? The old school vampires like Dracula? I'm not that good on vampires. Come on, I must have some vampire knowledge. No. True Blood I've seen. I have not watched any of the Twilight, but those aren't even really vampires, right? I understand on paper they are, but they don't play by vampire rules. Interview with a Vampire I've seen. I'm blanking on a lot of vampire stuff, which is very upsetting. I'll Google vampires. They are real, that much we do know. One of the first hits is Johnny Depp comes to Hamburg with his band Hollywood Vampires. That's not the answers I was looking for. Vampires is a 1998 independent horror western film directed and scored by John Carpenter, starring James Woods. James Woods. Many people say he's not a nice guy, but I'm sure they're wrong. He does have a high school named after him in Quahog. As for the game, yeah, typical Tarash structure, knight a4, I'm not sure about. Maybe I should have been a little more humble, play e3, knight e2, knight d4, but after e3 there's always d4 to take into account. So knight a4, I'm opting for knight c5, but if he goes knight e4, things, I'm not sure how great they are. I'm not sure how great they are. Rook c8. I could go knight c5, I could go knight c4, knight d4. But I wanted to go knight c5, so. Having said A, might as well say B. Jorge BG brings up a good point, that if you're a rook and a knight up, you can just sacrifice a knight and use the techniques developed in how to win a rook up. That is a fair point, but in some lines you might need the knight, like in the last game. Nah, that's not a good example there. The knight wasn't that needed, but sometimes the rook might be outmatched by, I don't know, a bunch of enemy pawns. And then the knight has to do his horsing around. His Nightmare on Elm Street business in order to win the game. So not sure about that. Now that I managed to get the a7 bishop, I feel like this is a fairly pleasant situation for me, where it should be hard for Blade Reaper to make anything active happen. Well, I can just improve my position and one day or another think about something to do. Here I have the two bishops and he has the IQP. So yeah, it's not a great situation for black. Bishop to g4 might look a little scary, but worst case scenario, I can just go f3. And yeah, I don't see anything bad. Nabayan Chowdhury is asking, hey Jan, how to win bullet games? I lose on time in winning positions, LOL. Go premium and I will tell you the secret how not to lose on time in winning positions in bullet games. 25, once again, might not be the sexiest solution, but It's probably important to create entry squares for my rook on the 7th rank. And now I got access to the 7th rank and the c7 square. He can't really go rook c8 because then I would take on f6 and take the pawn on d5. And after bishop e4, there's a bunch of ways that should already lead to a serious advantage. I will go with this one. Not sure if it's the cleanest solution, but looks like a solution. If black has to go passive with rook b8, then this endgame should be almost impossible to hold. Well, other moves would have cost a pawn. So yeah, tough situation. I'm not sure what the best way is here once again. This might not have been it actually. Still, a serious advantage because of my much more active rook and soon king. But I'm not sure if it was the cleanest way. I could have taken here once again, not sure, but it looks cleaner to go king g2, king f3 when one of these pawns is bound to fall. Again, not sure if I should have taken on b7, but then, nah, I think that was correct. Then rook e4, he would have gained some counterplay. Well, now it's not obvious to me where this counterplay is coming from. And I have all the time in the world to pick up that dude. Now let's make some random move, wait for a4, and then play rook c4. Ah, he doesn't fall for it. That is too bad. Here we go. The point is that the pawn endgame is winning, and of course, if black wants to avoid the pawn endgame, he has to give me another pawn. So a4 accelerates the end, but it should be fairly hopeless anyway. Spills is asking, hi Jan, have you seen... No, he didn't say hi Jan, he just said Jan. I don't want to misquote him. Have you seen the new Thor movie? It's supposed to be good. Now go watch it, even though I'm afraid it's this trick that Marvel pulls on me every time. They get these 93% on Rotten Tomatoes and I think, okay, they're saying, oh, it's actually a comedy. This movie is supposed to be really funny. And then I go there and I think, yeah, you got my 13 euros, Marvel. You tricked me again. But no, I'll watch it probably on Monday. I'm gonna watch the Agatha Christie movie tonight. The Murder in, I don't know what's called in English. The Orient Express. Let's play another game. Let's play Zimbabwe. Where's Zimba at? Knight f6. What does he do? He normally plays the King's Indian and gets a terrible position. I believe that is his main weapon. But let's see how he fares this time around. Bishop e3 is the move I've played pretty much since the early 90s. Lost a lot of games here, so I should move on at some point. But not today. The big point of bishop e3 is that knight c6 is not great because of d5, knight e7, knight d2. So black has to go for a different setup, as Zimba does here. This is one of the main lines. I used to play queen d2 here, some very old Kasparov-Karpov games, then d5, e, d, c, d castles, knight c6, c5, and Kasparov went for some... I wish I could remember. Some rook takes e3, exchange sacrifice. In the old days, this is another line, knight to c6, then white typically goes c5, even though I think I looked at other moves than c5 here at some point in my life as well. Oh yeah, all of this has been seen before. Knight to h5 is what I think they normally do. Can't say I remember much theory, but it's supposed to be a tad better for white maybe. We shall see. Takes, I don't think, is the typical way to handle this. Now white should just have a stable, smallish advantage. Zimba is trying to fight fire with fire, play actively. But you know what? I don't mind a little space grabbery on that side of the board. This looks fairly nice for me already. Now, with the extra space, the potential to create a passer here. I guess sooner or later he's going to have to play knight d7, but I got rook c1 coming. So yeah, it's a good position for white. Queen e7, any tricks? Nah, not really. So I guess I can go here. I was thinking about this while he was thinking too. He can't take on c5 yet because I have checks on d4, which he's trying to stop by playing f6. But f6, a bit of a weakening move as well. So I have options. I could try c6, or I could just centralize, which I believe is what I will do. Even though it's a little upsetting not being able to grab the a5 pawn. But, you know, compromise. At some point I should throw in rook e1, bishop f1 if I find time. But I might not find time. Yeah, I've been drifting a little bit here. Still doing fine, but not as fine as I would like to. Because he actually has some counterplay with knight c4 in some lines, which is annoying. So, what can I do about it? Maybe there's nothing I can do about it. No, I don't see what to do. c6 feels wrong. But I couldn't think of anything good. Still knight c4 is bothering me mildly. Queen c7 is legal as well. Drifting. Ugh. Blundering, actually. Rook d5, queen b6 check. Yeah, that's what you get when you're drifting. Next door, blundering. If this doesn't work, nah, nothing works. Ugh, that was sad. Okay. Fortunately, I don't think there's any good books on the market about how to win being a piece up, like rook up. There's a lot of action in that area, but piece up is a topic that has been overlooked by the contemporary auteurs. So there's still a chance. Not really, it's just dead loss, but I will try to confuse the matter somehow. Rook d6, can he take on c6? That'd be upsetting. Yeah, can't allow that. Not a lot of confusing to be done, is there? Need a luft too. Well, he's calculating rook c5, but he doesn't do it. Okay, I need a luft. Here we go. Still fairly hard to confuse matters here, but that's often the problem. When you're a piece down, there's only so much you can do. No tricks. Okay, staring at the position probably won't help. Then again, who knows? Might help. Nah, I don't see any tricks. Those certainly weren't tricky moves. No, I'm gonna lose to Simba. Good job, Simba. What have I done? I had such a good position. But then, yeah, I blundered a piece. That didn't help. That certainly did not help. Don't get scared now, Simba. Almost there. Almost there. Okay, I lied. I wanted him to get scared, but he didn't. Very upsetting. Wow, rook c4. Didn't see that either. Nah, you know what? I'm not gonna try to flag this time around. He does deserve that one. Good game by Simba, and yes, stupid game by me. Here I had already kind of lost control, but then of course LPDO, as I always say, loose pieces drop off, and queen c5, rook d5 is not impossible to spot. Come on, Jan, you can do better than that. Anyway, congrats to Simba. Let's try to win the next game against Ellie Barrett. Ugh, more strong players? Where are all these strong players coming from? And why are you awake, Ellie Barrett? It's, I don't know what time it is in the US and A, but depending on your time zone, it can't be very late. Shouldn't you know, I don't know, be asleep? Possibly not. d4, knight f6, knight f3. What do I do here? Normally I go d5, c4, e6. Sometimes I dabble with the Slav or with the Grunfeld, but this is my main territory. Bishop e7 is my main move here, bishop e7 or b6, but I have some sympathy for this move a6 as well. I guess I've had this position at some point in my life, but I'm not actually sure how to proceed if he plays, or she plays. Oh, whatever, knight bd2. I'll try to go for this structure after ed to play b6, bishop b7, which is a little double-edged, but hopefully I can pull it off. The point of b6 is to not make it easy for white to push c5. And then after castles, one setup that's always tempting is to play g6 followed by bishop to g7. The problem is that after bishop g7, white often has bishop to a3. So I'll refrain from doing it. But now I probably did not get a great version of these hanging pawns positions, because I committed to a6 early on, which is not necessarily the move you want to play in such positions. Still, nothing bad has happened yet. The typical patterns here is rook to c8, then rook e8, bishop f8, g6, bishop g7, or go for dc4 followed by knight a5 in some positions, trying to attack the hanging pawns. What's happening in the chat? Mikhailo Granik is saying, yeah, what do you think of 280 character tweets? I don't know. I don't think I like it. Wasn't that sort of the point of Twitter, that you only have 140 characters? Therefore you have to express yourself well, or not well, but you have to think about what you want to write within those confinements. And yeah, 280, like you can say anything in 280. Rook e8 a bit clumsy. I think I should have taken gone knight a5 because now c5 becomes an issue yet again. He doesn't want to do it, but I've had enough. Now is the time to take here. So yeah, I don't think I'm a fan of the 280 character tweets. I can't say I've been particularly active on Twitter with the 140 character tweets either. Having said all that, follow me on Twitter. GM Jan Gustafsson. I need every follower to fight off Lawrence Trent in the very important battle for who has more Twitter followers. So by that logic, you could also just unfollow Lawrence if you're following him and not me. That would help me out as well. What else is going on? Spills is saying it's 4 a.m. here. I should definitely be asleep. Then, I don't know, go to sleep? Where is it 4 a.m.? That's, yeah. Let's do the math. It's 2 here. Wow, that's 10 hours difference. Where is it 10 hours difference? I don't really know my time zones. Probably California. Knight b3. I guess I should try to exchange that knight and not that knight. Does that make sense? West Coast. And I'm being informed that's Pacific Standard Time. Where do you have Pacific Standard Time? In Los Angeles? As for the game, sharp position, blah, blah, blah. Typical moving back and forth with hanging pawns. You always got to keep an eye out on d5 breakthroughs. And sometimes, but less often, c5 breakthroughs. Knight h5 looked clever because I thought after queen d2 I can take. And if fe, I can go bishop g5, picking up an exchange, which might not be the end of story. Actually, after queen f2, he might get quite good compensation for the exchange. But that was my train of thought. Knight g4, very deep. He's planning to checkmate me after knight f4 to go d5. It might be unpleasant, actually. Who knows? Should I react to that? And if so, how? Knight f4, d5 does look annoying. So I guess I have to honor this idea. If I go bishop f8, d5 still looks a little unpleasant. But I can't think of anything better. Interesting move, knight g4. Did not see that coming at all. Queen d2. Now I guess I should go here. Try to bolster up the long diagonal things, but bishop g7, d5 still annoying. Ed, rook e8, queen e8, cd. Could be a little annoying. So maybe some clumsy move is what the doctor asked for. This is a very clumsy move. Scary. Still d5 probably. Does look very scary. d5, ed, c5. More very deep stuff. If I take knight c5, I guess I should take and then take it from there. So complicated. Can I go here? Knight f5, bishop f5, rook e8, rook e8, bishop f5. All of this stuff is way too complex for me. I used to have a complex about playing too complex. Knight c6 feels like a mistake, but no time to calculate everything, unfortunately. Knight d7 I was hoping I don't get mated, I can. have inzwischen Schach on f2. So yeah, strange situation. Alright, what's going on now? I guess I'm not better, I'm pawn up, but here's the two bishops. And yeah, actually I have to be careful, I might be worse. Too strong, Ellie Barrett. Too fast, too furious. Yeah, little I can do. Oops, h6 was a mouse slip. Okay, it doesn't matter all that much. But that was not the plan. The problem is I can't do anything too extravagant with my rook, since then I get checkmated on h8, which is very unfortunate. Because I'd like to do funky rook maneuvers in the dark. This does help. Yeah, good game by Ellie Barrett. But in the end, time was running out. The good old problem. Okay, let's play another game of chess. Against Never Get Pro. What does Never Get Pro mean? You will never become a chess pro? I don't want to... Yeah. I believe that's probably accurate, even though never say never. Maybe he does not like the GoPro cameras and he's saying never get a GoPro. I'm not sure what Never Get Pro is telling us. Let's play the Grunfeld. Bishop g5, there's some sharp lines here with dc4. In my childhood, we were told that knight to e4 is the way to play. And I would guess it's still quite possible. After cd5, knight g5, knight g5, e6 is one way to win the pawn back. There's also c6, after which things become a little sharper. But cd, knight g5, knight g5, e6 is what we did in the old days. e3, yeah, I don't like e3. It's giving me the bishop for nothing. So if you want to change your mind about going pro, you must learn rule number 1 of chess. Bishops, bigger knights. Unless they aren't. And here e5 does attack this knight, which goes back. Now I'm not sure what the best way is. ed4 or e4. Both look reasonable. I'll go e4. Probably regret it. Yeah, actually it doesn't look that reasonable, does it? No, this was a mistake. Oh boy. And because after cd, cd, queen b3, it's hard to defend d5. So ed4 was the way to go. And we've all learned a valuable lesson. Don't blunder your pawns. Bishop b5 helps me, because now after knight c6, queen b3, I can go bishop e6, keep my pawn chain intact. But queen b3 immediately would have been a bit of a nuisance. Not sure how I'm supposed to play these positions, but I guess that pushing my pawns on the king side is a sensible plan. He doesn't want me to. He goes f4, trying to stop me from grabbing all that space. Not an unreasonable idea, actually. I guess I should take. A lot of guesswork going on in this game. A lot of chess experts in the chat discussing the best answers to d4, or I guess the best aggressive answers. I don't know. It's a matter of taste. Like, I have a 4-part video series against 1d4, which is probably not very aggressive. It's based on, making good moves, knight f6, e6, and then the Nimzo, or d5. So that's what I would normally go with. I've never been comfortable playing the King's Indian, or the Benoni, or the Leningrad Dutch, because you're just worse positionally. You're giving up a lot in all of these openings. The King's Indian, probably the one that, I consider the most playable from those on these lists. But those are the ones people will normally tell you. Benko Gambit, King Benoni, Leningrad Dutch, King's Indian. I'm not a fan of any of those openings. Never Get Pro who's actually playing well. I have to start focusing a little more. 'Cause sometimes I look at the rating, 1438, and think, okay, I might get this done. But then they start playing well, and I'm thinking, what have I done with my life? I can't even defeat someone who will never get pro. It's a vicious circle. So, this position, not that clear. Knight g3 is probably a sensible idea. He goes knight d2, trying to attack the f5 pawn from over here. I could go knight b4 and go after that guy. Oh, well, target the e3 pawn first. Not sure. I was supposed to. You never know. f2. Can take. I'm reasonably simple-minded when it comes to taking pawns. Rook f2. Looks like Never Get Pro was losing the thread a bit. He played a good game, but then, the floodgates seem to have been opened now. Fortunately for me, there's currently no checkmate on this 7th rank, even though I should not forget that this g7 square is there. And I should not stray too far away with my bishop. But for now, it seems to be doing pretty good. Double job, covering g7 and delivering checkmate on the other side. Pin. All right, we've picked up a bunch of pieces, and Never Get Pro seems eager to get rid of some more, but now he does resign. Played a good game until rook to f2. This position after queen e6, just play a rook e1 or whatnot. And the position remains, I don't know, balanced or something, unclear. But yeah, after rook f2. Once the first shoe drops, the bleeding never stops. That's what we say in Germany. We don't really say that. Alright, let's play another game. What about Rodrigo Lee Vargas? Maybe Rodrigo's not around. Are you there, Rodrigo Lee Vargas? Smeshak is asking, Jan, should I do my homework or should I keep watching? I never did my homework, and look what happened to me. I became a Banter Blitzer, sitting here talking nonsense, getting upset about losing games, waiting for Rodrigo Lee Vargas to make a move. So I'd do the homework if I was you. Sorry, Rodrigo. We shall find another opponente. Maybe Jaap Bleekveld. Mr. Jaap. E4. A lot of people play that move. It is time for the Alekhine. Not a great opening. I have a wealth of experience with the Alekhine because of all my bullet games where I pre-move knight f6, which we've talked about this. Makes zero sense because the clock doesn't start running until after your first move. So there's nothing to be gained by pre-moving one knight f6. But this time around, even though I didn't pre-move it, Jaap immediately gave me that pawn, which is appreciated. Knight e4, bishop c4. Yeah, this is a good position for black after 3 moves. My apologies. See, I hit the sneeze button in time. You should be very proud of me for not breaking your eardrums for once. Can you break someone's eardrums? Let's look it up. Breaking eardrums. Ruptured eardrum. Symptoms, treatment, and recovery. WebMD. That's a good name, WebMD. What is a ruptured eardrum? What causes a ruptured eardrum? That's what we should be looking into. Number of things can cause the eardrum to rupture. One of the most common causes is Banter Blitz. That's surprising. When the middle ear is infected, pressure builds up and pushes against the eardrum. When the pressure gets too great, it can cause the eardrum to perforate. When that happens, you may suddenly notice that the pain and pressure you felt from the infection suddenly stops and pus drains from the ear. Another common cause of ruptured eardrum is poking the eardrum with a foreign accent, like a German accent, such as cotton-tipped swap, foreign object, not foreign accent, such as cotton-tipped swap, or a bobby pin that's being used to clean wax out of the ear canal. Wax on, wax off. I know all about it. Sometimes children can puncture their own eardrum by putting objects such as a stick or a small toy in their ear. Are you supposed to stop doing that as an adult? I learned something new. As for the game against Jaap, I'm a pawn up and I'm gonna get all ambitious and try to occupy the center, neglecting development. I believe objectively it was probably better to go g6, bishop g7, short castles. But sometimes it's good to be ambitious. Also, I've been told. Should have been told earlier when it came down to making my homework, doing my homework. Alright, I was more concerned about some knight h4 business, threatening a check on h5. But it looks like my structure should be solid enough to withstand all of those. And I'm being told it's pass like bus, not puss. Who knew? And Smeshak is off to school. Hang on, you said you gotta do your homework. Do you have to do your homework in school? Is that the Norwegian law? You're not allowed to do homework at home? Maybe they should change the name to schoolwork, maybe? On a serious note, I believe homework is wrong. They have studies that kids are doing just as well in school when they get no homework. And yeah, it sort of messes up too many things. And see, that's my deep insights on education. Messes up too many things. And it might reward some skills that... Nah, I guess. I'm just making excuses. But I'm not a big believer in homework. That one I'm serious about. And Smeshak says, I need a powerful PC to draw. They have them on school. Bye for now. GG. Times have changed. People draw on powerful computers now. In chess, we're dreaming of drawing powerful computers. But they're too strong. We normally lose. Anyway, good decision, Smeshak. And best of luck with your homework. Yuzan is asking, Jan, any prediction for candidates this year? Who will win? Let's first wait to see who will qualify, which we will know after the final leg of the FIDE Grand Prix, to be played in Mallorca later this month. Actually, it starts in a couple of days, I guess. And once we know who's in, we shall see who's out, who has chances. MVL can still qualify. Grishuk, Mamedyarov, Rajabov. I believe this is pretty much the list. And piece up now against Yapi here. And a piece is normally enough to make me feel at peace with my position. Wow, tactics. Doesn't really help, but I must admit I did not see this coming. After cd4, c5, king h8, cd6, white gets the piece back, even though good news for me is I'm still a piece up. What else is going on? Spiro is asking, did Magnus Carlsen really trick you recently by playing from another guy's account? I saw a post on Reddit. Yeah, that's what I heard, but I must admit I haven't investigated it much. I had a vague idea because it was during this. It's a while ago, like 2 years ago maybe. Yeah, it's been a while. During some European team championship, and I was playing all these guys on the Norwegian team. So yeah, I had some intel that they were hanging out. But it was in the middle of the night during a Banterton. I was very delirious already. Doesn't help to play these guys teaming up, mean as they are. But yeah, I haven't talked to Magnus much about it, but I did hear something to that extent. Carnicero is saying, nothing like a Banter Blitz to get you through a long, tough day at work. Tell me about it. What time is it? Oh, I think I have 2 Banter Blitzes scheduled for today. But I only did this English one. By the way, I should button up. You guys should tell me that I'm showing way too much chest. And I only did this English one because I didn't like yesterday's where I kept leaning back all the time. But now I just caught myself on camera leaning back again. So maybe there's just no way out. And you know what? let us play... Who was I going to play? Let's play Hans Gerhard, who's been around for a long time. Let's see what Hans Gerhard has up his sleeve. c4, c5, d5, b5. This position occurred in a recent game by young, talented Dutch Grandmaster Jorn van Foreest, who sank into deep thought and then came up with the move e2 to e3 in this position. He won the game, but yeah, e3, bit of a surprising choice. If you don't want to take this pawn, queen c2, intending to play e4, looks like a more sensible option to me. And this is the famous Sokolov blunder to play b3 here. Which looks nice, trying to fianchetto the bishop, but it runs into knight takes e4. Queen e4, bishop g7. So not going to be able to do it. I don't know any theory here. I guess developing pieces can't be too terrible. I don't want him to put his bishop here. He wants to put it there. Fair enough. Knight bd2 looks a little clumsy. Yeah, not that happy about my knight bd2 move. I was sort of expecting him to take on c4, but he's not forced to do that. So yeah, that was a weird move. Knight bd2 is not what a grandmaster should do. Paddy Renaure has similar issues. I have to study for the final exams at the university. But what can I do? It's Jan who's playing. Don't use me as an excuse for your procrastinating. I'm a bit of a self-taught expert when it comes to procrastinating myself. And as full of myself as I am, I know that Paddy and Smesha, if you guys just want an excuse to not study, there are some other options out there that you could pursue to, I don't know, kill some time instead of Banter Blitz with Jan Gustafsson. 113. Like, have you seen the latest episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm? If you haven't, how can you start studying for university without catching up on what Larry David's up to? There's also Stranger Things, Season 2. While I'm saying all these very wise things, I'm blundering my d5 pawn. I should really try to limit my blundering to a slightly more acceptable extent. I might somehow end up not losing a pawn on this, but it wasn't for lack of trying. I'm also probably not better here. I have the better structure, but normally such things end peacefully after black. I don't know, generate some activity on the queen side, some c4, knight a4 business. So, yeah, not the greatest outcome of the opening. But knight b2 was a bit of a dumb move, I have to admit. BB19 is saying, I didn't think you liked Stranger Things Season 2. Did you not think that because I said yesterday that I didn't like it? Or what led you to that belief? I didn't finish it, I only watched like the first 3 maybe. But yeah, I wasn't much into it. It's trying too hard to be cute, and it didn't really look like they had a story. Probably they already have to start planning for seasons 3 till 5 or 3 till 4 or however many they're gonna do. Which is normal. You have all your life to work on your first season. Then it becomes a hit. And you have like half a year to come up with more stuff. And then you also have to think about stretching out the story and what people liked about the first season and It's a mess. But yeah, it's been sort of critically acclaimed, and it does more of the same. But I wasn't much into it. I'm always into taking pawns here. Rook c5, I'm not sure if it's winning. So I guess I should go knight to e5, maybe. Attacking. Bunch of pawns. Now I can take one of those guys. Maybe this one? Not sure which was the right pawn to take. But is there ever a wrong pawn to take? This looks logical because he still can't move the rook since f7 is hanging. King f6 runs into knight d7 check. So yeah, not a pleasant situation for Hans Gerhard here. Jan2555 says Stranger Things was fantastic and you don't watch for the story. See? That's why life is so beautiful. We can have different opinions. I can be right, you can be wrong, and you can still get enjoyment out of it. But yeah, I was fine with the first one. Second one, didn't do it for me. But maybe I'm also slightly the wrong age for this 80s nostalgia thing. Because I didn't really grow up on Goonies, Stand By Me, Stephen King stuff. I'm more of a kid of the 90s. So this is the first time I ever said this on this show. But I might be too young to appreciate the Stranger Things nostalgia machine. Still, having said all that, I felt I knew what was happening in season 2. And I felt I knew that this rook on f8 was going to drop one day. And I don't think they will commit to any surprises or to anything really happening. Felt like they just want to hang out and relive that atmosphere of season 1. Yeah, what can I do? Wasn't much into it. Let's play another game of chess. Yuzan is asking, how old are you, Jan? I am 22 years old. Who shall I play? You know what? Let's play Spills. Spills been around for a while as well. What is there to be said about Spills that we have not already discussed on this program? Spills is playing these moves as if he knows what he's doing. I don't really, but looked like my moves were reasonable. And the knight on e3, I'm not sure how great it is. Can I take here? No, it's probably dumb because after takes f4, bishop g2, d4. This piece is mobilized a little too quickly. So I should just, I guess, play non-committal developing moves and say, this is an equal position, which it is. And the question will be, how can I spice it up? Because I'm sure after c5, Spills will want to go d4. No, I was wrong. Okay, if we keep pieces on the board, I'm happy. You're happy. Everybody's happy. Happy, happy, happy. Looks like Spills has studied his queen to a1. I feel very confident because I put my queen in the corner of the board maneuver and will only start thinking somewhere around here because he's played this position many times. It still doesn't look like great line Spills, does it? I'm not that scared. A little scared, but not that scared. Still, shout out to Spills for working on his openings and knowing this line inside out. Now he goes d4. All right. Let's make something happen. Bishop e4, he takes on c5. I guess I should recapture. Bishop takes, rook c3. What's going on there? b4. Rook c4. Can't expel the rook. Is expel a word? Might still be okay if I just go get out the way What else should I think about? b4, bishop c2. Ugh, it's too complicated, so I should probably not mess with being pinned. That's the conclusion I came to. What are we discussing? Looks like people do not believe that I'm 22 years old. That's upsetting. What else is there? I read Black Mirror, too depressing of a show? No, Black Mirror is great. Looks like Jan 2555, and I will not agree. On TV shows. Black Mirror has some very uplifting episodes, like San Junipero. I'm not better here against Spills. That's depressing. I should keep some pieces on the board at least. But yeah, won't be easy to upset the balance here. I might be slightly worse if anything. But mainly, I'm upset that I'm not better. Don't want to get too pinned here, so might as well get out the way. I guess this is actually a micro achievement for me. The C file looks a little more useful than the D file in this position. The question is what to do next. H6 was another useful move. Now Spills has to find the strength in him to go G4, G5, or not. Well, I'm not sure what I should do next. Find a plan? Ugh. Sounds a bit excessive. Knight b6, knight d5 maybe? Don't know. Not obvious what to do. Looks like Spills suffers from similar problems. Not sure about e5. Weakens f5, but might keep this knight out of the game for a bit. So the usual pros and cons. That's why chess is so hard. There's always multiple things to consider when making random moves. Or you just make one of the random moves and hope for the best. That's how I normally do it. And it's also a double-edged approach. Because sometimes the best does not happen. Often your opponent does not have your best interests in mind. It looks like multiple people are able to access Wikipedia.com, which I thought was still a hidden resource out there. But it looks like you guys have heard about it and are now reading out my Wikipedia entry, which was not written by me. So, who do you trust? Wikipedia about my age, saying I'm years and years old, or me saying I'm 22? And yeah, if you said Wikipedia, you're not wrong. I was wrong to allow knight e3. And now, if anything, I'm slightly worse again, which is sad. Okay, I guess I should just crank out. Random moves, win on time, the usual. But yeah, if you wonder if it ever gets... Oh, knight f5, are you checkmating me? Whoa! At least that makes it more interesting again. Did not see knight f5 coming. Uh-oh, don't spill it now. I'll pre-move gf, just in case you do it, so that it looks like I saw it coming. Does that make sense? And I should think about it. Gf, knight f5, king g6. Feels very checkmatey. And queen h6, king f5, queen g5, king e4, f3. Yeah, that's checkmate. So that'd be bad news. That means I should try to defend differently. Here maybe? Queen h6, knight e8. Looks scary as well. But what to do? Probably I'm in trouble just if he goes h5, h6. But my main worry was to avoid instant checkmate, and I have a feeling I probably accomplished that. I've got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. G4? Can I take? You know how I feel about pawn spills. Don't play with my feelings like that. Is this madness? I really want to take. But no. I'll restrain myself for once. And play some active random move. Like centralize. Do something. Let's make something happen. We don't believe you. Because we the people. Still a lot of drama here. I thought Spills would just understand that his mission to checkmate me has failed and call it quits, but no such thing. There's no quit in Spills. It's the Spills that pay the bills. And Spills is gonna be talking to himself now. Why did I have to go for the beauty prize? Why did I sacrifice that piece? No reason for it. I could just have played knight d5, and that can never be worse. You're not wrong. Even though, yeah, this piece sacrifice was very interesting. Like here, just h5. And I wouldn't be surprised if I was in trouble. Who knows? All right, let's play. What time is it? Yeah, we can play one more lovely game of chess before we all go home. Or you guys might already be home, and I'm not going home yet. I actually will do another Banter Blitz show today in the lovely language that is German, which happens to be my native language. But for now, let's play the last game of the day against... Who did I click on? F-T-E-D-I-N. Vtedin. Oh, another London system aficionado, Mr. F-T-E-D-I-N. I'm just trying to create confusion. ASAP. Queen b3, I will take your pawn, so knight c3 is logical. But I wasn't bluffing. I rarely ever bluff about pawn grabbery. Okay, mission accomplished. I was going to play queen b6, but then I might resign after knight b5, and I don't want to resign just yet. So how do I do this? Knight c6? Well, this could get messy quickly. Maybe that's a price you have to pay for developing your queen before, or grabbing a pawn on b2 before developing any other pieces. Could be, but still not what I signed up for when I grabbed that pawn. Boo! Didn't scare him, even with the boo. But might as well continue grabbing G and B pawns. Doesn't feel sound what I'm doing here, because my queen is dangerously out of squares by now. But at least it looks fun. To my opponent mainly. I guess I should What do I do? Maybe this. I should try to help her. She's all alone in the danger zone. Poor queen. F10 in. Big champion of chess. Who knew? Alright, how's my queen rescue mission doing though? Maybe HG was also an option. But knight g4 threatens knight e3. Maybe knight h2. Maybe e5. Looks like it creates some confusion before white can focus further on incarcerating Her Majesty. Rook c6 looks a bit overzealous to me. Unless there's some study like mate. You should continue playing and play bishop b5 here. This would be a shocker if this works. Probably doesn't work, but cute it would be. What do I do after bishop b5? Scary. f6, rook f6, checkmate. a6, rook a6, checkmate. Knight c3, rook c3, checkmate. I don't know what I'd do. Queen e4 check. King takes d1. That would have been very odd. I didn't see it coming. I thought the game is over here, but bishop b5. Well, the game literally was over here because f10 in resigns. Bishop b5 would have created some trouble. Maybe I can run with king d7. But even that is it's not the safest destination anyway I could ever think of. But yeah, king d7 might save the day. Still, should have tried that. Anyway, thanks for the game. f10 in. That brings us to the end of today's show. Thank you guys for watching. If you are capable of speaking the German language, there is another show at, I don't know when it was, 4 p.m. in an hour and a half. I'll go to some pretentious meetings now, like, oh yeah, we shall do this and that. And how about the conversion, the landing page, and all that. Speaking of conversion, go premium, guys. If you haven't done it already, you're supporting the great Chess24. And you can watch this series. I actually like this series, Prophylactic Thinking, with Artur Yuspov. I think it's one of the better series out there on Chess24. At least I learned a lot from it. So go check that out. Thank you guys for watching the show. See you soon. Bye.